Welcome, welcome. This is Nathan. And welcome back to another video. Today we are continuing to look at What If Civilization Restarted, episode 6. In the last video, we saw a lot happen. Well, I wouldn't say a lot, because I feel like if we're saying a lot happened, we're referring to episode 4, because episode 4 is definitely the most chaotic. But the turquoise team is now probably the biggest and in number 2 spot for the strongest country in the world. And the red team, and we saw the collapse of one of the OG countries. In today's video, we are going to continue to look at What If Civilization Restarted, and we're going to straight up begin with trade routes. I know, we're beginning with trade routes right away. So as we saw in the last video, we introduced trade routes, and the red team is building these trade routes to connect up all the countries of the world. But we actually see the turquoise team start building a trade route. And this trade route will start heading down towards the greyish country down here and the yellow country around here. Now, the turquoise team is the most developed country in this area, but the others are helping, but not as much as really the turquoise team. The red team is now seeing that there is a new helper with it, so they build the trade route to connect up in the yellow team. Now the brown team is kind of stranded over here. Obviously the turquoise team in this video is going to link up to them, or maybe we might see a little collapse happen. Not going to spoil anything. We also see the trade route now connect up to the pink team. Now connect up to the pink team over here, and they're working on getting it to connect up to the greyish, to the bluish country over here. That's it for trade routes. Europe is taking a while because, well, the turquoise team just started building their own trade route, so we have, the red team's kind of focusing all their stuff over there. Anyway, sorry about that. We're gonna focus away from Asia for a little. Well, we're still gonna be in Asia. We're actually gonna focus in somewhere else in Asia. That's gonna be over here. The brown team has just discovered a bunch of resources over here, and well, let's just say they kind of tell the turquoise team about this, and obviously when a country is told about something, it spreads out to the world. So we kind of see the world wanting to move over to this part of Asia. The brown team being the closest is kind of hard. They're not very strong. But I'll get a colour and I'll show you where the new country's about to set up. So we see a brand new country set up here in Asia, where, China is modern day. And this country is already getting major support, as a lot of the world is starting to move over to Asia instead of Africa or Europe. So we see this country begin to get really big. As they expand themselves out this much. The people that are all in support for this, there are some people who are like, why are you doing this? But anyway, this is starting to become a pretty large blob, and it's time for them to set up their capital because they're a stable enough country for a capital. The capital, you may not be able to see it, but it's going to be where Beijing is. Quite obvious. This is very resource galore. We don't see any more countries. We don't see any more countries set up over here. But what we are gonna see is the collapse of the pink magenta team. And is this because I don't like the fact that this is nearly the same colour as the pink team? No. But also yes. I never liked the fact that there was a lot of purple and pink over in this area. I've cleared most of it out, but I left these two, which are basically the same colour. It's just a darker pink, and I know I could call it dark pink, but to me dark pink is purple. So we see them collapse. Now, are they going to collapse? Well, the beginning of the country get completely split. And this split is so bad, the country will literally break apart into 3 separate countries. The pink team will not remain. It will break it apart into 3 separate countries. So let's take a look at it. Anyway, like 50 minutes later, after looking for ages for colours that are not pink, I sat down with these colours. We got this dark colour, I don't know what to call it. A blue and a red. Well, not really a red. Their capitals will be randomly placed around. They do not matter where they go, but they will be placed around. So at the collapse of that pink team, the world is now curious what... Because, like, I don't know how to explain it, but the state of countries in this time, a lot of them wouldn't be against the size of the turquoise team. Which is kind of what I hinted at. The turquoise team's going to lose a gigantic piece of their land. We have this... I don't really know what colour this is. But I think I might actually look for a different colour. Hang on. So, we have the turquoise team snapping in half. Now, will turquoise team fight back? No, they won't. Because the turquoise team knows better, and if they fight back, they may even lose more of their country. But what they will be doing is expanding out their country. We have them expanding out their country to the brown team to connect up with them. They did this because the brown team is kind of in need of people, and with this, they can now start sending supplies into the country, which is exactly what they do. As the brown team is now fueled to expand out. Although, expanding out really isn't in the people's minds, because there are countries that just don't want to expand in this world. I would say mostly the red team is one of them. Like, people were in support for it, but after the collapse of the purple team, they're like, okay, we're being a bit expansive, can we stop? And that team... they've listened, for the most part. But I think we're actually going to focus on Europe. Not much has happened here, but we're actually going to see a war break out. And this war is going to be between the gold team and this still, like, violet team. Now, why does this war break out? These two really don't have any negative relations, do they? But for some reason, the leader of the gold team made an insult to the violet team, and the violet team was like, what the hell? So they declared war on the gold team. The violet team, I'm gonna be honest, they're not that strong. We are at the point now where nearly every country in the world has an army, but the gold team has a really good army. They're one of the strongest in Europe. So they actually demolished the violet team. And when I mean demolish, I actually mean demolish. Obviously the violet team puts up a fight, but we see them get down to the capital, and this is where the bloodiest war in history is seen, actually. Normally it's revolts, but this is the bloodiest war the world has ever seen. After thousands of deaths, which is a lot for this world, we see the capturing of the violet team's capital. At this point, outside countries are going to jump in and grab land. One of them being this little lime country. What do I even call this thing? They jump in and grab a pretty big chunk of land. They're a very weak country, so I can't imagine they would take too much. They don't even have... I don't even know if they have an army, to be honest. They're probably one of the few last countries to get an army. I'm also going to give them this, because it looks ugly. The Silent Team will not be taking any land. But the Dark Cyan team will gladly take land. They'll take land up to the gold team. But anyway, the gold team will now peace out with the violet team, leaving the violet team to be alive. So let's take a look at this peace treaty. So anyway, in the end, the violet team completely crumbled. We saw some border fixes, but mostly it stayed the same. The gold team took a big chunk of land. They kind of just took what they had from the war. And we actually see a brand new country appear. I'm going to call them the Cream Country. This Cream Country appears as basically a bunch of provinces. Provinces were given the choice whether they wanted to leave, join countries, or stay as violet team. They all left as a new country. None of them even joined a country. And we see some new capitals in Europe. The green team could have joined this war, but they didn't. That's because they are very large, and if they were to join the war, they probably would implode. I would probably put them at number 2, to be honest. I don't know. I don't exactly know the rankings. Because, I mean, after you get past the turquoise team, it kind of just gets out of hand. If I had to put anybody, red is number 1, blue... What? Green is number 2, turquoise is number 3. After that, orange is probably 4, then either blue or the brown country is 5, or the cyan team. I'd probably actually go cyan 5, brown 6, chocolate 6, I mean, blue 7, and then after that it gets really confusing. Probably gold team A, I don't know though. Anyway, it's time for this blue country to finally make a move. It's done literally nothing this whole series, and it's finally time for them to make a move. Their move will be collapsing, because they're about to lose a big chunk of land. I'm just going to randomly select a colour, because at this point I cannot care enough to even select a colour. Yeah, I'm being that lazy that I'm not even going to spend time out of my day to look for a new colour. So we see a massive chunk of the blue team declare its independence, basically making this Libya. Now this, I don't need to explain all these, but this was because these guys were fed up with the rule of the blue team, and also because everyone's telling the blue team to move into new land that's really overpopulated. So anyway, they're going to place down the capital, which, I mean, it's either going to be, I'm going to put it here. So yeah, a new update in Africa. You don't get many of those. We see the Teal country also doing some expansion as they go down the coast of Morocco. Not really anything else happening over in Africa because it's kind of dead over here. There's not much you can do. Nobody's really at the stage in this series where they have the capabilities of even having a colony. The farthest I can see is maybe even the red team down to Eritrea. But even then, that's debatable. I mean, they probably could, they're number 1. But if we're saying something like this dark green country having a thing in Somalia, that ain't happening. That's no way that's gonna happen. Anyway, we have yet another war breaking out. This time it's between the yellow and orange team. Yeah, these two hate each other. They really just do. And like I just said, the orange team is number 1. Number 1, Jesus Christ. In this war, they're gonna destroy the yellow team. This is breaking out because of some misfiring over the border. And for the yellow team, they're gonna get absolutely smacked in this war. I don't even think there's a hope for the yellow team. The orange team troops just walk through this country. There's obviously armies, but like, what armies are there to fight? And we actually see the yellow team doing something very interesting. They flee their country. So the government and everyone else flees the country, leading to the orange team taking it over completely. But the yellow team will not fall that easy, alright? And actually, guys, let me just select the colour real quick. doesn't really matter, the orange spots, they leave. And they will leave and move away to... The government or the people will move away from the orange team, and they will set up their... I don't want to call it a new country, but they... Basically, like countries in real life, at this time they would move. But this move was because of the country collapsing. So we see the yellow team set up on the border of this blue team. Or reset up. So the yellow team resets up on the border of the blue team, and the blue team is like, hi. This land is nowhere near as useful as the land they had, but they're kind of having to work with it. So they literally are. So they literally said, whoever wants to come with us, come with us. They take a big chunk of land by the blue country. Don't know what to call these countries anymore. There's so many colours. But sadly for the mainland of the yellow team, it's taken over by the orange team. Yeah, that really didn't last long, did it? I'm just going to fix something here because I hate this border between the peach and the orange team. And speaking of the peach team, they will actually be doing some expansion into... They'll be doing some expansion into Russia. I feel like we haven't seen much expansion from the European countries for a while. That's because really only 3 can do it. The peach team takes over a chunk of land over here. Their country collapsed in episode. The country just had a collapse, and the people are not in support of expanding because there really isn't no need. But they do it anyway, and the population is angry, as should be, to be honest. Oh yeah, I forgot about the yellow team's capital. I think I'm gonna have to put it as... I don't think I'm gonna put it as gold. Oh, you can't even see that. But I'm gonna have to put the capital as gold. So the capital will be right there. Finally but not least, we are gonna see 2 brand new countries set up in Asia. I'm gonna just do something real quick. We see the yellow country over here make a big effort and take over a massive chunk of land for their rapidly growing population, as it's kind of necessary that their population is growing fast. But we see 2 new countries set up, so let me draw them in. Anyway, here's 2 new countries. Their capitals will be... That's not the right colour. Their capitals will be here and here. Doesn't really matter where they go, to be honest. So yeah, anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. I have something to say. It's not gonna kill the channel, but I don't know how to explain it. It's just like, I know this is the only thing I've really been uploading for a little bit, and obviously I have that thing about uploading videos. May have to cancel all of them. Well, not really all of them, but the rest of them that are coming out. Might keep 1 or 2, but if I'm going to keep any, it's going to be summertime talk, because that is really important. But this is the only thing I really even care to upload anymore. I really just want to do this alternative future world and opening up toys. But it really depends on what you guys want. If you want this, I'll do this. If you want all 3 of them, I'll do all 3 of them. Because these are my longest running series, except from this one, because this is brand new, but this is episode 6. But anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.